I know the law, Fiddler. I know the law too well.
Then you ought to know that there ain't no way to beat the law. White folks live by it and niggas die by it.
It's Folks Connect back in the building. And I just ran across this situation that's going on with Adam22 and Munchie B. And where Adam22 repeatedly told Munchie B, don't touch him, don't put his hands on him. And Adam22 was very irritated by Munchie B steady cutting him off while he was trying to talk about certain subjects. And see, what people got to realize about with Adam22 and the No Jumper platform, that these hosts are employees. You are at work, and you can't forget that no matter how cool Adam is. And we know Adam allow people to smoke their weed on the show. We know Adam pretty much knows that Lush is a drug addict, which is confirmed by Lush. Then you got Munchie B going on the show getting drunk. So you gotta understand one thing, alcohol changes your whole demeanor. Because Munchie B had a mystique and an aura about him that you could confirm that Munchie B is a gangster from the streets, that is knowledgeable, that is intelligent, and that is a good fit to their podcast. You got a lot of things that Adam22 let slide on their podcast that you wouldn't be able to do in normal workplaces. So I think that's what's getting people off track over the fact that they at work. And looking from a boss position, Adam22 is looking at these numbers. Adam22 is looking at the finances that goes along with these different shows and the podcast as a whole. Adam is in it to make money, not friends. And as we can see, anybody will become content. As a man, I can see Adam22 getting upset and getting frustrated because a person steady putting their hands on you and touching you, that will irritate the average person. And I think if Munchie B was in the same position and a person was doing that to him, he would probably feel offended by that as well. But you got a lot of people that look at the situation because Adam22 white and trying to draw a line that if everything got something to do with racism. But you got to understand, when you look at things in life, when you black, a lot of opportunities that we get come from white people. So I don't think as many white people are racist as we lead ourselves to believe. But I think this boiled down to man versus man. I think in that situation, if Munchie look back and reflect on that situation, he will see where he was wrong at. Just like he reflected back on the situation he had with 607 Unc, when 607 Unc said something disrespectful towards the blood, Munchie B came back and said, you know, he had to hold himself accountable because he started the plan. So I think in this situation, Munchie B should do the same thing. And I think the people that's on No Jumper, as far as the cast, need to realize that Adam22 is giving y'all a lot of leeway. And then a lot of different things that come up, he's gonna have to address as a boss, because he have a platform and he have a certain way that he want his establishment to be ran as far as the content go. And when you look at like Aunt Hefe, like that podcast when Aunt Hefe was on there, we believe that he was high and he went to sleep. Maybe he was just tired. So I ain't putting no accusations on him, none of that, nothing like that. But what I'm saying is, from a boss position, that was not acceptable from Adam's point of view. And then you notice every time when Adam read these comments, most of the comments are saying things as if like Aunt Hefe is not contributing to the show, he's going to sleep, and then he don't want to talk about certain subjects because of hood politics and different things like that. And one thing Adam got to understand, he built his show based on California streets and hood aspects of California. And a lot of these guys that's from California, they know it's certain things that they can say on their show that will meet them out there in the streets. And a lot of people try to avoid that. But I think that's why Adam22 had got so close to Brick Baby, because Brick Baby had got to the point that he was embracing being a podcaster more than he was focused on what's going on in the streets. Because it was like Brick Baby was kind of getting an awakening about the streets not being what he once thought they were. When you seeing so many people snitching, when you seeing the first people that's supposed to be a part of your same unit in the same clique that you in, backbiting you, trying to cause harm to you, or, you know, trying to manipulate you. Some people come to the realization that the streets are really a myth. You can look at that two ways. Yeah, you can get killed in the streets. Yeah, the streets are real. Yeah, certain aspects of the streets could be dangerous. But the streets being a myth mean that when certain people do certain things, the goalposts are moved. So if they like you and you held in high regard, they won't say certain things towards you that they'll say with a person that they don't think carries as much importance. So that's why I done got to the point in my life talking about streets, talking about snitching. I just want to be a human being. I just want to be an individual. I want to walk through this world and be able to deal with every different type of person. I don't want to view no person by no gang title. I want to view people as men and women, and I want to deal with them accordingly. And I learned in life, when you deal with people like that, when you're not involved in the mix, you'll get a different respect from the people that's playing in that street playground. See, because once you attach yourself to that, then you are a part of it. Then you have to go by those rules and those codes. We have to look at Adam22 is running a business. Adam22 did kick the chair. He was irritated, but I think it's a lot of other things that factor into Adam22 feeling the way he feel about this show. And just like I brought up, like with them not carrying themselves within a professional manner in a lot of ways. Like, because when you look at Lush, even though we view Lush as if a drug addict or whatever Lush is, Lush takes having that job serious. Lush bring things to the table that adds value to the show. And you can't deny that. Munchie B add value to the show. And Hefe add value to the show. But I think a lot of time, us as black people, we get so comfortable when we see that a person is cool, then we go to pushing the boundaries. But see, within yourself, you have to realize this is work. Adam is cool, but he's still expecting things to go according to plan. He still have this thing set up in a way that it's a certain guidelines that Adam wants to get numbers. At the end of the day, I don't view this as Adam being racist. I feel like Adam is irritated. And then I also look at the fact that Adam bought that building like when COVID time was coming, the podcast was booming. They were making high revenue. A lot of people came up during their time. When you look at where the state of the podcast is now, and they're not making as much money after Adam obligated himself to buying their building, now Adam got to make sure everything line up. He want to be in the black, not the red. So when I look at that situation, the only thing I see is a boss being frustrated by the way the business is operating. So y'all can take that how y'all want to, but just leave me some comments and let me know how y'all feel. Let me know, was I off on the subject? Or let me know the way y'all feel and the way y'all process that situation. I'm out.